Oh shit. It's hot out there today. Hope you're drinking plenty of that. I gotta get this car finished so I can go to the store and get more. I'm all out of bottled water and tap water around here. It makes me sick. Last night, the old lady called me as she's going to work. And says my car sounds weird and it's running funny. Cylinder 1 misfire. And the three back plugs are underneath the intake manifold, so had to take the intake off. That is what I'm working on today. Like I said, I gotta get it done because I'm all out of water in the house. If I want to go to the store without having to walk, I have to get this done. Old lady got picked up by her aunt so that she can finish her mother's final will and testament. Hey Dizzy, how are you? Yeah, it's fucking hot as shit out, bud. I was just saying, this is all the water I got left. I gotta get this thing done so I can get to the store and get some more. Either that or I'm gonna have to walk. I might have to bite the big one and start drinking tap water. It makes me sick. So I'm gonna try to set this thing up so it can be seen. And it won't let me put it the other way. I tried putting the camera the other way. It won't let me do it. Maybe I'll go in like this. Orientation locked. No. I also don't want to destroy my phone either because it's all I got. But right now, I guess we'll just set it up here. I don't have an apparatus like Barry. The coils off. So yeah, so like I was saying last night, old lady called me when she's taking off to go to work. Says the car is loud and it's running funny. And of course she had already taken off and was late to work, so I just told her to drive it. And when she got back here, put the old scanneroo on it. It's coming up with a hard mess on cylinder 1, so the first place to start is I've never done a set of plugs on this thing, and all the coils are original, so I bought 1 coil and 6 plugs. Cylinder 1 is right here. Oh, fucking tabs. Yeah, he did have to make his own. I might have to make my own too. Sorry if I don't see your comments right away. I got you guys stood up and I can't see the comments unless I stop what I'm doing. And it's too hot to stop right now. tried to position it so that you guys can see what I'm doing, so this can be an educational video too, but phone don't want to cooperate, and I don't want to break it because that's all I got. Galaxy S8. That's a supposed bad coil pack. And what's even worse is I looked up on rockauto.com. This one's got a crack in it. See that? I've got a crack in it. That's supposed to be the good one though. This one's got a crack in it too. Anyways, I looked them up on Rock Auto. They're like $6 a piece on Rock Auto. And if I wanted to get like a Hyundai brand one, it's like 30 some odd dollars. And I really wish that because I paid $70 for one from Advance. For one. So I could have got all 6 for. And had some left over. So it looks like I'll probably be taking this intake back off. It's starting to look like. Oh, great. I love it. Well, at least this intake isn't too hard to come off. I'm not replacing the gasket this time around either because they didn't have one. So I guess I'll order some coil packs and a gasket as well. The neighbor's screaming at her kids. She's got a firecracker in her youngest daughter, man. Walls in my apartment are real fucking thin. I can hear everything that goes on in there. And I give it to Mom. She's got some patience. That child, man, she's got a mouth. Yeah, so I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, but it's definitely no bueno as well. I don't know if that was contributing or not, but zero chances taken, zero regrets. That's my motto. Zero chances taken, zero regrets. Let's see, what do we got? Let's look at some comments. Coils. Yeah, that's what I usually do too, but I had to get them local because I needed it fixed now. And like I said, it was $70 for one, and I wasn't gonna pay for 3. Yeah, I had a Dizzy. I had a hi Kendra. Yeah, I had a Ford F-250 that did that to me. Turns out, so on the Ford 2 valves, 4 6 and 5 4s, they only put like 6 threads in the head, and if you look at the spark plug, the spark plug's got, all that many, So what was happening is even if they would either rattle loose and fire out, or either rattle loose and fire out, or they would just fire out and pull the threads out with them, because there was only 4 to 6 threads in the head. He gave me something different. So yeah, that's why of it. The thing. Sorry, I was matching up my plugs. Said 0 chances, 0 regrets. So what I ended up doing with that one was, I'm not really proud of it. What I should have done was I should have helicoiled it, but I was like on the side of the road in Fall River. And AutoZone sells this help kit. It's got like this real short spark plug, and it's got like the tool that cuts the threads in the head, and you leave the tool in the head, and you just thread the shorter spark plug into the tool after you got it set in the head, and then you got a shorter boot for your coil. And I put that in there, and I was gonna take it out and do it upright, but I put another 100,000 miles on that truck with that thing in there, and I replaced all the other plugs. Put a little bit of thread locker on them though, so whoever had to change those plugs next, I feel bad for. But yeah, that thing never gave me a problem. So I mean, if you're in a pinch, I would definitely recommend that thing. I don't know the part number, but they sell it in the help section, and it's for those engines. And what it is, it's a tool that has like tap threads on one end, and then a recessed section to take in a spark plug. And you just leave it in there. I'm not sure about these, but these Korean 2.7s, that's what's in here. These fucking things are bulletproof. I know I have a customer that has one of these, and it's got like 280,000 on it. This one's got 145, I think. I don't know, this might end up being my next vehicle, because I don't know, the old lady's indecisive. We went and looked at Kias the other day, and it's hard to find a newer car that isn't full of fucking bullshit that's gonna break down or has a constant velocity transmission. But we found one, Kia Sportage EX. It's pretty well optioned, 6-speed automatic, 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, all-wheel drive, panoramic sunroof, all the bells and whistles, AC seats, all that shit. Yeah, no problems with a Chevy for sure. But yeah, she fell in love with it. But we took it for a test drive and everything. But I heard something fall, and I hope it didn't fall into one of these holes. I've been playing with fire as it is. I always keep some TP in the car so I can blow my nose. My allergies been acting up lately. Really hope what I heard didn't just fucking fall down in there. I don't know why I didn't do this. Because there's a bunch of acorns and shit down in the bottom of the lower intake here. I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyways, getting back to the Kia. She loved it, but then when we were getting down to the payments, they wanted... we were gonna put $5,000 down, and then pay for the tax, title, insurance, and all that, and it was gonna be like $7,000 or whatever. and the payments were gonna be like $350 a month, and it's like a 6-year loan or some shit like that. And so I said to the guy, because she's got a chunk coming to her, not the biggest chunk in the world, but she's got something coming to her. And so I says to her, I says, well, what if we put 10,000 down and add that all into the thing? So it's like we're putting, $8,000 down, bring the payments down. Well, that only brought the payments down to $300 a month, and that's like paying off half the car, because the car's $21,980. And my buddy works in the dealership, and I know what they paid for the car. They paid $18,300 for it. So right off the top, I got them to knock the $984 off of it. And then I was talking about the 10,000, and then over the weekend, my buddy talked to the rep, or the sales rep, or whatever, general manager, I think he called him. Got the payments down to $230, but I don't know if that's extending the time of the loan. Like, she doesn't want to be paying on a loan for 7 years. I don't blame her. I was talking to my neighbor at my old man's house, and he is a fountain of knowledge for me, because it took me a long time to grow up, and luckily I surround myself now with good people that have really good advice. And my girls had the same bank and insurance company for like 20 some odd years. And he said, well, go down to your bank and see if they can find out what the interest rate that they're offering you, and see if your bank will give you a loan, because they know what you got for money and everything else. So that's not a bad idea. But they're telling me we need to put some kind of a deposit on it if we want that car, because they had somebody looking at it. I doubt anybody looked at that car over the fucking weekend, but I told her, I said, if you want that car, that particular one, you're gonna have to cough up $500 while we figure out the details. Yeah, for his bumhole weeks. Yeah, 230 isn't bad. It's just I don't want it to be over the course of 7 years, Alright. I have to go to Advance Auto Parts. So we got a Car Quest coil. Probably the same thing I would have got for fucking $6. 2-pin. Which I already have. Alright. Comments again real quick, see what we got. There's 3 people left in here. Alright, so we got all the plugs in, right? Yes. Double check. All tight. Back number 1. Back right in the same place as they were, except for that first one. Get replaced with a new one. According to everything I've read, this is still a new one. Should have fucking cleaned out a porta potty around here. Something. I'd hate to have that job. I know a guy that had a job like that. Fortunately, his name was Josh Bell. A very good man. There we go. That should work. Yeah, his name is Josh Bell. He's a very good man. He was killed this past road, and fuck. I can't remember the name of the Fitchburg. That's what it was, Fitchburg. It was out in Fitchburg. They even got camera footage of it. There was like a standoff with the guy for 10 hours afterwards, something like that. But guy was a coward. He just fucking stuck his gun out from an open from like a open doorway. Just shot bullets out at random. Caught my buddy and another guy that he was with, and fortunately he didn't make it. Very sad, because he's got 6 kids. He's the type of guy. He was, he's a provider. His family wanted for nothing. You know what I mean? And some piece of shit took him out. Fucking piece of shit that probably has, kids all over the state he doesn't take care of. And, yeah, that kid, when I first met him, he worked at Mastery Towing. And that kid could repo any car anywhere. I don't care where it was. I don't care where you hit it. And I don't care who you are. If it came up on his sheet, he was getting it. I used to give him leads. Yeah, I was a snitch for a little while. Oh well. I wasn't a snitch, but I was fucking picking up repos too, and if a plate came across my screen and it was from his account, pass it along. Like a gentleman, always true to his word. Always paid up. Alright. Come on. Yeah, it is messed up, man. I feel bad for his kids most of all. His old lady just put up a post on Father's Day, and it fucking... Yeah, to say the least, it choked the guy up, you know. dizzy with all the heat, man. Hopefully everyone's being real careful in your profession, you know. People are being aware of their fire safety and all that. I don't remember which one went. I think these went here. These were for the end. This one went into that bracket. This one went into the other bracket that's down there. Hopefully I don't get no calls for fire or anything. It was back in the day. Ride along, busting head. Yeah, I used to do that too when I was younger before I started driving my own truck. I would ride along. I used to have one of them. They're illegal, but one of them collapsible batons. Cracked a few heads with one of them. Busted a few knuckles, people touching the truck. Back in the day, you could get away with that shit before the advent of the cell phone, the camera phone. Once that came out, and then there were cameras on every corner. Can't get away with a lot of the shit you used to be able to do. I'm not saying that I'm proud of some of the things I used to do either, but sometimes it was just necessary. You know how people can act. You see how people act out for a camera? Imagine how they act out in real life when there is no camera to act out for, you know? That's a person that has nothing to lose. So, yeah. That's how I see that. Nowadays, a lot of the people that you see on body cams and shit, you know, some of those people are really mentally disturbed and have serious problems, and I like the people I was talking about. They got nothing to lose. But some of them are just fucking seeking attention. And they know that there's body cameras, there's cameras in the police cars, there's cameras on every fucking telephone pole. So they act out in the hopes that, you know, catch on in social media, and, you know, they'll be the next big thing on the news, and, you know, donate to my GoFundMe. Shit like that. A lot of fakeness in the world these days. Oh, I'm not a lot of time like this, anyway. Find myself. Again, because I bent it. Like a fucking idiot. Neighbors are coming out, so I'm quiet. That's why. I'm not gonna lose them. You're not gonna be here. Where's the other one? Yeah! Where? Right on the door. I'm concerned about the ants. There's natural environment.
Why are you in pants?
What?
Why are you in pants?
Because it's cold in there. Well, no, but why are you wearing sweatpants?
By the way.
Try to loosen these up first. Stop prying on shit. Oh, I dropped it. Okay. see what I got here. Philly, I'm working on my girl's '09 Hyundai Santa Fe, 2.7. It's down a cylinder. Cylinder 1 was misfiring. I just replaced the coil pack and the back 3 plugs, and after I get this back on, I'm gonna do the front 3 plugs. Sorry if I lost some of you guys there because I was quiet. The neighbors came out and I didn't want to catch them on camera and be rude or anything like that, you know. A little bit different here than it is at the old man's. And now I'm in the projects. This is gonna fucking... this thing's gonna really bug me. Aren't ya? Aren't ya? Really wish you would. You're probably gonna. Anybody else would have been like, fuck this thing. Kept putting it together. Fucking realize it's a support for the back of the intake manifold. This fucking black plastic is cooking me. You bastard, motherfucker. It's just beaming right off of my back. Finally got it. Housing authority. You can't work on your car here. If I can't work on my car here, then it's going to be an abandoned vehicle here until I can afford to have it towed somewhere. Would you rather have an immobilized vehicle sitting here, or would you rather have one that moves? They don't usually give me shit anyways. Oh, warm water sucks. Ugh. Left my torque wrench on a job site. I'm just gonna have to go by arm of Uggaduggas. Oh, my bedeckers are good. They work. Oh my god. This heat might make me tempted to fucking leave these front 3 plugs alone, but I can't let myself do that. Check the comments again real quick. Oh man, that would be awesome, Dizzy. If I could get a shop, even if it didn't have AC, 4 walls and a roof and electricity. I ain't picky, man. Whew, man. Wish I didn't gain all this weight. I fucking wear a tank top and take my shirt off, but I got titties now. Might get arrested for indecent exposure. You know? This mount to put on the back. I left it bolted on the bottom. Took the nut out of the top. Put that in. This in. Goal is no extra parts. Yeah, my old man's house, there used to be this tree. I don't know if you've seen it in the videos, but it's cut off now. We cut it off a couple years ago because it was starting to become a nuisance. But man, that was, after the past couple of years, I missed that fucking tree. That tree gave me so much shade in that yard. Now there ain't no shade in that yard unless you're right in front of the garage at a certain time of the day. Once I start doing the floor on the car, a lot of that work's gonna happen in front of the garage because I'll have to disassemble the whole nose right down to the subframe. I don't even think I've mentioned this on YouTube yet, but I finally kind of got my plan laid out what I want to do. So, like I said, I'm going to disassemble the nose right down to the subframe. And then take the drive shaft out. And then unbolt the subframe from the car. And I'll stack the nose and everything inside the garage. And I'll wheel the subframe with the engine and tranny in it, either in the garage or beside the garage somewhere. And basically at that point the car will only be as long as the front of the doors to the back of it. And then I'm gonna put it in the shop in the garage over there. And I'm gonna do the front floors first. Do the front floors first so I can bolt the subframe back on, and then I'll move to the back because I don't want to do it all at once and get the thing all oblonged and shit, and then all of a sudden have issues with doors closing and stuff like that. I'm going to take measurements ahead of time. The interior is already out of it, so I'm probably going to weld some braces around so it keeps its shape. And yeah, so hopefully all that work will be happening inside the garage. My timetable has probably changed due to me getting sick and just not having money for parts. Although pretty soon I'll be able to order some other parts. Oh man, this thing's kicking the shit out of me. My fucking jacket that I got laying on the car, burning hot. Alright, I gotta take a break. I gotta take a break. Fucking A. My girl's plows and stuff. She does a pretty good job. Oh, fuck. I got shit to drink in this house either. Welcome to my humble abode. Let me set you down for a second. Let's see. Ice. Hopefully, yes. Glass. Alright guys, I'm just getting the nice refreshing glass of Attleboro tap water. Yum yum. I'll grab my cigarettes. Let's see. I'm like 80%. I gotta put some small bolts in for some brackets that hold some wires. Plug in some plugs with the air intake on. Do those front 3 plugs. See to get out of the sunlight. Holy shit. Let's see. Dizzy, I'd love to come down and check it out. I seen it on Jeff's video, and I seen the one that you rode in the parade, the one with the big exhaust pipe, I think. Oh man, I fucking hate tap water. It literally makes me sick, but I gotta put something in me. I'm a fat fuck now, and I'm sweating bullets. Yeah, I'll tell my girl. She said so. She takes a lot of pride in that. But you guys noticed that I started this live 44 minutes ago, and I think I worked pretty much the entire time without taking a break. I think Jabba would have he would have had like cigarettes by now and picked his nose a few times staring at the camera. I mean, not to hate on anyone who's up there in age, because he's older than I am. I'm only 41. But let me tell you, once I hit 40, I started feeling it. I hit 40, and then actually I got to 39, and I started gaining all this weight that I have now. My whole life, I could eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. Wouldn't gain an ounce. Fucking drank nothing but Mountain Dew all day long. Real unhealthy. I started having wicked bad. I started having wicked bad stomach problems. Um, so I started gaining all this weight. And it looks like I have a beer gut, and I drink zero alcohol because I have epilepsy, and it'll fuck with my epilepsy meds. Um, Took me a while to learn to cut out some other things, but alcohol I was never into because I don't like throwing up, and anytime I got drunk, I would throw up. But I got like this big, huge beer gut, and I'm stomach problems, so. And I noticed I was slowing down in work. I used to bang out multiple cars in a day. It didn't matter how hot it was, or how cold it was. Uh, I cut out the soda, and once I cut out the soda, like 50% of my stomach problems went away. And I'm trying to eat a little better, but it looks like whatever I've gained, I'm keeping, because um, it ain't going nowhere. And I tell you, my whole life I was a skinny little twig. If I worked out, I could get some muscle, but mainly I was a skinny little twig because I was too lazy to work out. And now I got titties and I sweat in places I didn't have years ago. Yeah, 50. Yeah, I believe it. I didn't take care of myself for a lot of years. That's what it is, Dizzy. Because the neighbor at my old man's place, um, they're in their late 70s, and he's out there every day maintaining his yard. He maintains his stuff. He doesn't maintain the vehicles anymore. He's gotten to the point where he has me do the vehicles now. But the husband Mo, he's I think he's almost 80, and his wife is like 76, or maybe the other way around. I'm not sure, but and you couldn't tell just by looking at his wife. You'd think his wife is probably in her mid 50s, and you'd think Mo is probably in his early 60s, but no. And he was actually telling me yesterday that he's going in for a hip surgery. He's getting his whole hip replaced. Uh, he says it's only 8 weeks recovery. They did his shoulder, and it was 24 weeks recovery. Oh no, 12 weeks recovery. He said. Is it 12 or 24 when he did the shoulder? And he told me with the hip, it's only going to be 8 weeks. Yeah, Jabba is an emotional vampire, Gibby, for sure. I was saying that earlier, watching Jeff's video that he made yesterday, I think. He reviewed him, and it was some older videos. And he was freaking out about how it's YouTube's fault that he couldn't get his live going. It's like a 3-year-old video, and it's still the same shit. It's always somebody else's fault. It's never his fault. It's somebody else's fault. When I got it, it had a clip on it, but it was smashed in the left front. Um, it was smashed in the left front. It had a nose on it though, but it did come out of New Hampshire at one point. Because the guy that I got it from, the guy that he got it from New Hampshire. He didn't say exactly where. And that guy was going to part it out. That's why it has no interior in it. And he didn't have the heart to cut it up because it was in halfway decent shape. It does have a lot of rust in the back that I got to fix. But it was in halfway decent shape, so he tried selling it, and then the guy that I got it from out of Plymouth got it. And it has two stickers on the back window, one from Harvard University and another one from the Explorers Club. I don't know if you've ever heard of Robert Ballard, the guy that found the Titanic, and the guy that just recently died with the Titanic submersible. I can't remember his name. He's got some weird name, but he was part of this Explorers Club. I guess it's a club of people that go find scuba diving and shit. And I guess whoever owned my car and went to Harvard was part of that Explorers Club. I'm actually trying to find out the backstory on that car. I did a title search on it because I gotta get papers for it. The last time it was titled, it had a title out of Mass in 1998. So whoever had it in New Hampshire never registered it. I might have to get something called a bonded title, but it's another hoop I have to jump. Yeah, yeah, that's what I heard. You have to have a lot. Yeah, I mean, Robert Ballard, and then James Cameron is in that club too. So yeah, whoever had my car back in the day when it was newer, um, had some money, I guess. Was a scuba diver. For all I know, maybe it's Robert Ballard's old Firebird. Yeah, let me know. I just hope they don't want to try to stake a claim on it, because then we'll have problems. But yeah, I'm trying to get paperwork for that car right now. It shouldn't be an issue. If I'd like to, it shouldn't be an issue. I'd like to find someone that previously owned it, so that way I can get like paperwork through them. But if I have to, I can do something called a bonded title, and what that is if somebody tries to lay a claim on the car for 3 years, the bond company will pay them off, and then I'll be responsible for paying off the bond company. But I don't think that's even going to be a factor because they closed the main loophole. I was going to do the main loophole, but they closed that, and I don't know what they're doing out in New Hampshire anymore. And Dizzy, yeah, grandkids. My daughter just turned 21. I don't want grandkids yet. And then I just got reacquainted with her because me and her mother weren't very friendly for a long time. But my son keeps me young. He definitely, especially in today's day and age, he's like having two kids back in the 80s and 90s or something. I don't know. Died in Santa Cruz because they sold the house 10 years ago. That's what I was told. The guy that owned it in New Hampshire passed away, and this guy bought it for parts, and that's who took the interior out of it. And I fucking the guy, I hate that guy. Well, I don't hate anybody, but he smashed that rear panel in the back of my car that's gonna cost me $500 to replace so he could get in the trunk. And then he yanked the whole interior out of it, and I'm trying to source a cluster for it, and it's got a 12-pin cluster in it, and it's wicked hard to find. I might have to switch out the whole interior wiring on this in that car because of it. But it helped me get the car for cheap, so. Alright. Alright, guys, well, I'm almost an hour in. I'm gonna shut this down and finish this up, and then I'll put a post up later and let you guys know how I made out. Appreciate you guys coming in and having a day with me. Take care, Dizzy. Gibby. You too. You have a good one. I hope you're getting better. Till the next one.